succubi and pegasi, hot dogs and old style. Welcome to the Chicago Table.
His Majesty was in command, with silver eyes, with scarlet eagle showered silver on the
The Underdark is a perilous place packed with preternatural beings and happenings, and our party has once again found themselves wandering its endless tunnels and caverns. Not long after leaving Grazz't, several members of the Howling Dark reflected on their experiences with the demon lord known as Grazz't. Drow, in particular, found himself focusing with such force on the fiend that his mind fragmented even further. Cognitive turbulence notwithstanding, the Dark Elf managed to find an old fort where the group rested as Nico made a new mushroom soup which they named Grackle Stew. Meanwhile, Drow spotted Ilvara and her retinue of drow warriors hot on the group's trail, only to watch her quickly order the group to turn around unexpectedly. Clearly, she was under the influence of a dark demon lord, one with whom the party has made an uneasy alliance. Despite slipping through Ilvara's grasp once again, the party finds themselves at the mercy of the Underdark as they travel onwards towards Neverlight Grove.
Wait till they hopefully follow Ilvara the other way.
Yeah, they all go in the other direction pretty quickly. She commanded it. She's the head priestess of that group, so.
Walk in and fill everybody in, including the voice in my head, and make a special note to Rastos. It's part of your obligation has been fulfilled. This is the second time Grazz't has saved us from Ilvara.
Well, I guess that's safe passage. Good. Hopefully that's not the only time we get safe passage, but all right.
I hope you all know that me bringing this up over and over has just been validated. They're still clearly out there. I want her dead. I want to start thinking offensively. She's been honest since the beginning.
I don't know, man. How many did she have with her?
At least 20.
There was about 20.
We may have high numbers here, but I know 3 things that can't do anything.
Right, but she...
As you say that, the camera pans to Jim Jar, who's rolling dice on the ground next to a 2-foot-tall, moral-looking mushroom thing who just keeps farting, and then over to Rumpadump, who's picking what seems to be his nose with his long myconid fingers, and then Fargus, who is still tugging on your leg, trying to describe Underdark to you, or Undercommon.
And Jim Jar, believe it or not, was not one of those 3.
But he's still a gambling addict, so...
Yeah, the camera pans over, you see them. I sort of give you the sideways look.
We have to be careful.
You're not wrong. Careful should be a concern, but they are following us. We know they're following us. We can
let's
start to think offensively. If they're behind us, we can set things up for when they catch up.
Well, we're going to be walking behind them, it looks like right now.
No, they turned around and went the other way.
So they went back the way they came.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the way we're going.
No, that's the way that we came from.
Yeah, no, they came up from where you all...
okay.
Yeah, I should have clarified that. Sorry, they came from the way that you all had traveled, following your path, because they were trailing you.
Oh,
So
okay.
they were coming from where you were at. They weren't cutting you off. They were picking up on your
Well,
trail.
fuck them. Don't they have something better to do than sitting around waiting for a whole grackle stalk to fall down?
You don't understand the drow. You don't understand a high priestess of Loth letting prisoners escape her outpost. This is the greatest slight she could imagine. She won't stop till we're fucking dead.
That's the worst light I can imagine. So many bigger things, but okay. Help us eat this soup. Let us finish it so nothing else finds us. Sit down. Eat quickly. Let's go.
Each of y'all can roll 1d6 for extra HP, temporary hit points.
Ooh, baby.
That'll last as long as they, let's say until like a long rest or until, they're gone. But you get a 5?
A delightful 5.
Nice. I'm not going to roll it for the NPCs because that
Gentleman's
sounds
2.
shitty. But yeah, you can add those for.
Sounds shit.
Oh, just don't want to do it.
Roll 1d6 for all of them.
Man, no, I'm good.
Guys, I finally broke 30 hit points.
Yeah.
Jesus. Good God, man. So yeah, you all eat the soup and hurry. Can we get some good soup eating noises from everyone? How's that for ASMR? You're just really sucking it down. There's just mushrooms and all the thick stuff left in Dro's bowl because he just sucked all the broth. That's how he keeps his nice figure.
Do we need a nice like mastication for the dragon heart? Like,
Yeah, I want to.
Hey, Jin. Why don't you chew with your mouth closed? What were you raised in a barn?
I mean, I wasn't raised in any kind of place at all. I got taken in. Never mind. You don't need to know about it.
You weren't raised in any sort of place, just the void?
We don't have to talk about this, Restos.
Where are you from?
Just leave it, Rastos.
Just stare at him with the deadest eyes I can.
They're not very dead.
They're not
Very much
dead.
alive.
Yes. I'm not very charismatic, so trying to make faces is not Jin's strong point.
Yeah. And you all, I'm guessing you put the fire out, but you are avoided the drow.
Put it out.
Oh, that's nice. Ash on my potatoes. You can cut that.
We don't have to. Probably should, but we don't have to. I don't know. Fuck it. We're all gonna die.
Some nice crispy mushrooms.
Oh, this outpost of Weathertop.
All right, moving along. If you're just gonna do that bit, then I'm gonna take over. I'm gonna get in the driver's seat. All right, so I'm assuming you all are moving on.
I would think, talking about it, we'd probably I would decide to leave right away.
Okay, yeah, you all do it. You all do it quickly. Eat up, and you throw some dirt and other shit on the fire, and you head out of the yurt and out of the settlement.
Hey, Nico, can you push Stool around, and just sort of rub him on the ground to sort of put away the tracks while we leave here, or something like that?
I'll just be brushing with my foot.
Yeah.
Well,
Vargas is going to snap
cast
his
gust and just kind of blow some wind over.
Vargas is going to snap his hands. That is a brilliant idea, Mr. Russell. I'm surprised that you've only done it once before. From my knowledge, I remember Dro doing it way back when. It did help out with them not tracking us. If I remember correctly, it took them quite a while to catch up. Surprised you haven't done it since then. In fact, covering up the tracks in the Underdark is very smart if you do not wish to be caught by predators or slavers. For the very ones that are trying to come after you. I'm sorry, just get excited when I hear a very good idea, Mr. Russell.
We're being tracked right now. They could hear you, Vargas.
Right, Mr. Rosses, give me the word, and I will find something, and I could be in the back with Lady Jin, and we can cover up the tracks.
There you go.
And I pull out of my bag one of my garish costumes, and I pull.
Wait, you have garish costume? Oh, because you get gladiator thing, right? Yeah.
So I pull off a piece of it, a good chunk for myself, big square. I try to, and then I hand him the rest, and I'm like,
wipe this on the ground behind us.
Gladly, with pleasure. Do you want to join me so we can talk more about Undercommon?
Fine.
and I grab the javelin from behind me and a hand axe, and I tie it to
make brooms. Okay, cool. So you all are in the back, wiping off the tracks and kind of covering them up, and making it more confusing, I would say. Like, clearly something has been traveled down that way, but you can tell it's definitely not going to be a Minotaur, a Drow, a Wanti, Wood Elf, 2 Myconids, and a Smurf Neblin, and a, help me out here,
Halfling?
Halfling, thank you. That's the entire party right now. Not a bad party.
Christ, yeah.
Not a bad party. All over the place. Yeah, so you guys are covering that up. That is going to definitely throw off other predators and other people who are tracking you as you are in the back. Along the way, so the verb to clean is morshat. Morshat. Now, the declension of these verbs, Mr. Rassos, are very, very particular. You have to be careful, right? Because there are 15 verbal cases within Undercommon, right? All right, we will start with past perfect progressive. Are you ready?
How about, would you remember the story about the sun and the creation? The ones, children hear.
No, but I do love stories, so I allow you to interrupt my lesson to tell me the story of the sun creation and everything that children normally hear.
And I'll talk about the god of the sun and weather of Faerun. I'm on tour, and I'll
Becky, have you heard this story? Was it told to you?
It was something that I heard from others, not something I heard from my mother.
Well,
No rhyme intended. I'm very sorry, Mr. Rostos.
Well,
I do love a good serendipitous rhyme.
Well, I'm trying to find a story, one that is past, one I could ask anyone here that maybe they know. Just stories we all heard from living, that you could tell me your version and then tell it to me in Undercommon so I can try to piece it together.
That's not a bad idea, Mr. Rostos. You're thinking of more of the get into the moment and really feel the realia of the situation and just sort of thrust yourself in. I love your gusto, Mr. Rostos. Absolutely. Well, let me tell you how I was born. And he starts describing the birthing process of halflings to you in detail.
Wait. In
Undercommon.
This is a story everyone knows.
Yes. And so we are going to move on from there. And who's heading it up? I'm guessing drow. We're going normal marching order. Jin, you're in the back with Rostos and
Yes.
Fargus now.
Yes, listening to the gibberish.
Absolutely. It does sound like gibberish, but Rostos, again, you're still at A1, but you're progressing through A1. Okay. We'll do another int check at the end of the night. And as you all are going along, you see that Rumpadump eventually, he's kind of leading Dro up close, and eventually you come to a series of tunnels. It's getting smaller and thinner, and eventually it splits off. And now there's about 3 or 4 different ways to go, some of which are very, very small, and some of which are very, very wide open. And Rumpadump is looking at you all, and he's looking at you, Dro, and he's saying, it's not gonna be comfortable for the bigger ones. What is this way? And he's gonna point to not the smallest one, but like one of the ones that look a little bit tighter, where you might have to sort of like hunch over and kind of put your shoulders together and stuff.
I'll pull out
It's the fastest way.
blue capped mushrooms that we have left over. I think we have 4 left still. Mm-hmm. And I'll turn and give them to Rostos. And then I'll see if my 5.5-foot self would be able to fit into the tunnel.
Oh, easily,
just
yeah.
taut.
Yep. It'd be tight, and you can just hunch over a little bit, but yeah, you're fine. Rostos might be more uncomfortable, but he could get through too if he were to you'd be at a massive disadvantage in like a battle or something.
Well, he hands me the mushroom. I look at him.
Do I need this?
No.
Where are we
Might
going?
be tight though.
And I look at the hole,
Yes, okay, let's do this.
and I will eat it.
I like how Rostos' catchphrase are "Let's do this" and "Oh my god."
I've passed.
Oh, you passed. So you eat it. It kind of tastes like Fun Dip, and you do not shrink.
Damn this great body of mine.
Going forward,
I guess I have to,
you
yeah.
can eat another one.
Oh, no. I eat one, it doesn't work.
Damn it. So
Just
good.
get frustrated, just start pounding
Here
more.
we go. Let me eat another one. Definitely pass that one too.
2 I have constitution.
Now it's like a big helping of mushroom soup. Now you're just eating raw mushrooms after.
So full.
Yeah.
That's a 22 that time.
You've still got more.
Oh,
3rd time's the charm.
here we go.
Dude, you're gonna vomit.
Farkas, just sort of rub this one. Try to
Do you want me to rub your throat as you swallow and sing a lovely song for you, Mr. Rostos?
just try to distract me as I eat this, so I'm not paying attention to how it tastes.
There once was a man who was a minotaur. He was Mr. Rostos, and he was my friend, and we are friends, and we like to hold hands, and we all have a really good time.
Oh, I was paying attention to the mushroom to not pay attention to you singing. That was my best yet, 24.
Oh, well, Mr. Rostos, you just seem to have an iron gullet and an iron stomach, as they say. Wow,
Yes.
truly impressive. The legend of Rostos lives on.
Oh, God.
And then I have one more.
Oh,
Okay. And
Truly impressive. He's not even full yet. Have you seen the amount of mushrooms? He said he didn't even like them earlier.
I spread my legs, and the first thing I do is stick my hands down my throat to make me throw up.
Okay. I imagine you're able to spit up a little bit. You know when you're like, you Ralph a little bit more than vomit, but you Ralph a little bit.
First some spit comes up. Just spit.
Rastos, that is disgusting.
I need to fit this mushroom in me, especially if I'm going to shrink down a bit.
I have a crowbar. I'm going to start digging a little bit of hole next to the vomit and bury it so it doesn't.
Here we
Yeah, you come over and start burying it right as Fargus was going to try to sweep it up.
That might be a pass of 15.
15 is the check.
Fuck. All right, bud. It's going to be tight in there.
All right, well, okay.
And I sort of try to pull myself together, and I start crawling in the, hopefully.
I'll look at him and smile and say, let's do this.
Don't worry, Rastos. I'll take the back so I can just kick you if you need it.
Yes, put me in the middle where you all can push on me like that bear in those stories.
Jin, maybe, I don't know how thick the passage or tunnel is, but as long as it wouldn't cave us in, maybe closing the door behind us. I know there's not a door, but hitting above so it caves in a little bit, harder to
Put
follow.
some cars in front of this hole.
I don't have a spell that makes the rocks cold. I can't just psychically make things happen. What do you want me to do?
Psychically make things happen.
It's what I just told you that I cannot do.
That's what I wanted you to do.
I think I can just move rocks with my mind. Like,
I don't know, you move nothing with your mind.
well,
And it seems to do a lot of damage.
well, yeah, the last time it was, but I was in a good mood then. And now I'm not as,
You can't fling one of those at the top of this cavern.
Is there a rock around me?
Yeah, there's some stalactites hanging above you.
I will try to concentrate on the stalactite difference, and nothing's gonna happen. I'm just gonna go, Jin, you've got this. Yes, we've got this, Jin. And
Are you doing a bit?
yeah, there's nothing happening.
But you do notice that it does look kind of cracked. If you were to throw a soul knife in there, you could get it to fall. Just saying that you noticed that.
I will try again in a second. Everyone just go in first. I'll take the last.
All right.
Rastos, you notice that it's a lot easier to fit through if you turn your head to the side so your horns go vertical and you sort of go through that way. You don't get hung up as easily. So you are wildly uncomfortable shoving through this massive bowl man through it. And you're all in the back, people are kind of pushing through. Jim Jar's kind of pushing on you. He's like, come on, Chip, we can do this. We can do this. You're making it through, but slowly and uncomfortably.
As soon as everybody else is in there, I'll kind of back up to the closest I can see the strange.
Nico, are you in
crack.
there too? I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Indeed, I am. I'm not paying attention right now. I'm doing something else.
You're still writing your book?
Not in a book.
Well, what do you do?
It's kind of. It looks like I'm holding a cell phone like close to my chest. Is what it kind of looks like.
Do you not want to reveal this?
Unless someone's like really looking at me. No one's really been paying attention. So I'm
Pretty
just
sure we're
kinda
single
moving along.
file.
Okay.
This is-
Do I need to know?
Not really.
Okay.
It's nothing. It's nothing that crazy.
That's more my question. I don't really give
I
a
mean,
damn
it may
about
cause
that.
a madness check eventually, but we'll see.
Oh, well, snap.
that sounds like you should definitely
Nah, we'll
know.
figure it out. Yeah, we'll figure it out. I think Jesse knows what he's doing, I think. I'm sorry, Jin, go ahead.
Oh yes, as soon as everybody's in, I'll kind of back up and be like, "We can do this," and then I will just kind of make the psychic blades appear and just go and shoot to it. They both shoot come out of my hands at both times, and I just fling them upwards from the bottom of my wrist into the crevice of the
Stalactites,
The stalactite.
yeah, hanging above, yeah, and it's already cracked, and you throw them in there. Go ahead and make 2 attack throws, rolls,
Holy,
attack Joels.
that is what's my plus 7? So that's a 21.
Okay, let's see what the other one does.
21.
Okay, they go in there. Do you have to roll for damage, and then you start hear a rumbling, right? And then you back up, and the stalactite kind of falls perfectly down and kind of closes off your way. But then you start to hear a rumbling that continues up above, and it goes, and it kind of goes in the direction of the party, whatever that rumbling was, and then just sort of shoots out in all other directions. But you did successfully close off the path that you're closing off behind you. But the rumbling kind of continues for a second.
Jin, what did you do? All right, let's go. And I just kind of move in, and I kind of yell from the back. Not yell, but just, I think we need to go over a little bit faster.
Hear that and hear the
You all hear the
movement.
rumbling.
Increase speed.
It's picking up, and it's just now kind of like around you, and now the whole thing is sort of shaking in the cavern, and it's the trembling is getting kind of around, not on the level of the purple worm that you all encountered way earlier, but it's just shaking like there's some sort of collapse happening.
The cause.
Then, so suddenly rocks just start falling. You can hear them from behind you, in front of you, on basically all sides. Even the walls in some directions start to crumble. Everyone go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
Pick it up, rump
as
it up.
you all start to avoid them.
fuck.
And do you have any way of seeing right now, Rastos?
Not unless I had dancing lights, no.
So he does have dancing lights. Okay, so you won't roll with disadvantage. So it's a DC 13.
Oh, sick. I just passed 14.
Okay.
13.
Okay.
24.
Oh, thank God.
Okay. Everyone
the dot.
passes. I'm gonna roll 1 for the NPCs.
Thank God I prefer single deck saves.
I'm gonna roll 3 for the NPCs.
They're
Okay,
tiny.
Jim Jar passes. I need 4 actually.
Ginger
sorry.
rolls hot
Also,
dice.
Okay,
Also-
Fargus and Jim Jar succeed. However, Stool and Rumpadump are both going to take a little bit of damage as like rocks kind of fall. They're kind of both covered up as they were hanging out next to each other in a pile of rocks that you could see, Nico. I figure you're the most concerned about them, or unless you're busy doing whatever you're doing.
Yeah, I'm kind of just hurrying along.
Okay,
At
so-
this point, I'm kind of moving along faster. I'm
Okay,
kind of obsessed with what I'm doing right now.
so the trembling stops, and you all are safe. You managed to dodge all the rocks that were falling around different directions.
I told you I could do it, Rastos.
Yes, you did good there.
The dust.
Thank you.
The dust sort of settles eventually, and you'll notice that the way forward you were walking down is completely blocked off, as is the way behind you.
All right, guys.
Might have overdid it, Rastos.
And yet, there has been a new opening that has been revealed to you. And the strange thing about this opening is that this opening sort of seems that it was already kind of there. And it seems to be not just like an open layer of rock, you seem to have opened up into a new place.
Does it look constructed and all?
Not from where you're at, but it does look like it was hollowed out. It looks like there's just caves that continue forward.
Hollowed out by natural things, erosion. And
Yeah, probably. But it was already there, meaning like it wasn't created by the rock slide.
Give a look to Rumpadump. Does this look familiar?
Rumpadump's all fucked up, still covered up in the rocks, and he's just like, oh, 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 mama, oh, oh,
Try to.
ow,
I'll shift. I'll shift one small rock. Okay, it's this way.
easy on old Rumpadump.
Continue down the new
Stool's
path.
like, I'm sorry he's a giant pussy, although I am very grievously injured as well.
Stool, do you need some healies?
I would love some Heelys, Jin, thank you.
We've got this extra health potion I've been carrying around in my backpack.
Pour it on my body.
Just look around really fast.
Oh, hey, wait.
And I pull out what was our brooms, and I pull even more of my costume apart. I'm like,
Do you have any? Just give a splash on here of the potion, just to.
you know how you can, grab a bottle of like hydrogen peroxide with.
Oh, I know what you're
towel at the
doing.
end.
I know what
flip it
you're
over.
doing.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking about what I'm gonna do.
I'm gonna take a piece of that, and then I'll tie it around what looks like whatever big ouchie Stool has, and tie a little bandage.
I will definitely do that
You
with
look for
Rastos.
whatever little ouchie he has, and you just go up and you're like, let's see here. And there's a giant crack across his head into his.
I'm trying to tie that together with the.
So you're just trying to shove it together, and then he'll be like, you know what you have to do.
Honestly, I don't. Am I supposed to eat you?
Why? Good lord, man. Why would you think that?
Listen, man, I'm not the most intelligent one here, so I've had to put a lot of things out of their misery. I thought you were just being, self-aware.
Overly dramatic, you would say.
Super cool, I would say.
Super cool.
Yeah, I thought you were just being really badass.
No, I just give me the potion. Please save me.
Jin just comes up and just dumps it on him. I like you, Stool. You've helped us out a lot.
Oh, that's what you meant.
I thought it was rather obvious.
Again, not the sharpest tool in the...
Just a
box.
regular 1, 2d4 plus 2.
Yeah, he's back to full health. He has I think 7 hit points, and I rolled
Fuck, has he made it this far?
I rolled a 4 on him, and I rolled a 3 on Rumpadump, and Rumpadump has way more hit points than Stool. Because Nico has been really protecting Stool nonstop. I'm just curious, Nico, you were involved in doing something, and yet you managed to dodge everything. So what happened there?
I think it's just kind of like the Mr. Magoo kind of thing.
Oh,
where
just
it's
dumb
kind of
luck.
like just dumb luck, just like kind of walking.
Do you continue doing whatever you're doing? Mm-hmm. Cool. Which is something.
The cave in didn't distract Nico.
It's like
at
I'm
all?
like, hold it. It looks like, you know, if someone
Looking
were
at a
like
cell phone.
looking at a cell phone close to your
So
face,
just
like,
super focused on this.
yeah, just super focused.
And rocks are just falling in different directions, and at one point you just sort of like stumble out of the way of another one that would have fallen on top of you. Yeah.
And it hits Stool.
Yeah, it's Stool.
Mr. Magooed it.
There's no luck stat.
Yeah, this is D&D 5e.
And there is a new opening in front of you. Okay, so you all are now closed off in both directions that you were walking down from the trimmer, started indirectly by Jin's psionic blades that she threw into the stalactite. And now you realize that there is an open hole caused by the collapse that sort of leads into a previously unopened cavern that lays directly in front of you.
For viewers, where did it open up for us on?
I guess your left.
Okay. Yeah, just so that picture it. I've died. What? Oh, we're using the map. It's tough.
Yeah, to your north.
Okay.
If there were cardinal directions, if you could tell us whilst spelunking.
I doubt we could, but just so.
So we'll. You're right.
Rastus only knows directions, not even north, south, east, and west. He just knows left, right, up, and down.
Yeah, mostly left is his main one.
Starts
Which, by
to
the way, we
left.
got a doozy coming up for you, Rostos, in terms of the where we're going. But yeah, I guess you're right. It is open up to the north of you in terms of what we're looking at as a table. So yeah, and I see that Dro, you have stepped forward in there.
Knocked an arrow, getting into track/combat mode, real quiet, moving forwards silently.
Yeah, and you can. Sorry, some characters just started flying all over the board randomly. All right, we're good now. Yeah, and there is a very musky smell going on in here. It is a little bit wetter, and oh man, what's another word for like that's like moldier? There we go. Smell that just sort of permeates after that dust is settled, and you all have healed. Stool Rumpadump still kind of looks a little bit fucked up, but then again, I'm not really sure what like myconid anatomy looks like when you have like a sprained ankle or something. So I guess he's limping? ?
Since it's kind of damp in here / potentially wet, can I just check out the ground real quick to see because moisture probably holds tracks better, to see if there's anything going on the ground?
Yes. Let's roll a survival. And you actually now have gotten rid of Gracklung because you all took that short rest and ate some hearty food. We'll give you all you're good on exhaustion. Okay.
Sick.
10 total. It was a critical miss before.
Badass. Wow.
I was gonna ask if I could help you.
I mean, it was with advantage. It was a 1 and a 5.
Yeah, it's his terrain. Yeah, you can tell that it's damp, but as to what would be around here on the ground, there doesn't seem to be anything out of the ordinary besides just a light. Have you ever been in a cave before? Yeah. So again, like I feel like I talk about this way too much, but like that like light kind of covering of like water that's just on the deeper like parts of the caves when you touch it. It's that's there, but that's about it.
Like a sheen,
glistening.
Yeah.
I look back.
Are there cool caves in Illinois that you all can go down into?
Yeah, Star Rock and shit like that.
Does Starving Rock have caves?
I don't remember.
I think there is, right? Yeah.
I don't think
There's an area with caves around there, I feel like.
I've never been to Starving Rock.
I honestly don't remember. Like, the only time I've been to the cave was when I was like really young. I'm pretty sure there's caves in Illinois, though.
Okay.
I went there a couple years
To
ago.
the south.
Did graffiti on the rock and got in trouble.
Why?
Probably-
Yeah, that's
probably
you should
around
be
Missouri
arrested.
line.
I'm just
That's
kidding. That was a big
exactly
story.
You should not do that.
I'm pretty sure Star Rock is a big mountain top, but
Well, mountain would usually lead.
This thing's
into
like the size of
cave.
Mount Everest, bro, and you can snowboard
It's
it.
definitely
in the winter.
not. No way. I didn't even know about it
You
until
can
a
see
couple
it from
years ago. I've been
Chicago,
in
bro.
Chicago
You
for
can see
nearly
it
10
from
years.
if you're
Joe
on
will
the tower,
turn
you can see
to
it.
Joe will turn to the back of the party and kind of matter of factly say, "It's kind of wet," and then move forward.
Yeah, no, very knowing, like he just knows it all right at that point. No, my larger point was though, cave tours are fucking dope. They are really, really insane. Yeah, and Missouri has a lot of cool caves. Although I think Kentucky even has even more, which that would be nice to do. Anyways, I digress. It is wet, and he moves forward. And Dro and the rest of the party, should you choose to move forward, you can see that there is a fork in the road.
Move over, let me in there. I'll help you.
My desire is to do the opposite of what Rastos wants to do, so I feel like we should go right.
Well, I don't know if you remember this, but a great man once told me to always go left, and last time that's how we found the egg and stuff, so...
We found the egg because I was tracking Droki expertly the entire time we were in the Worldstone tunnels.
Of course you were, and I noticed that.
I think we actually found the egg because I dug it out of that thing.
True.
But how did we find that room?
Because we followed Dro.
It's ad time! Subscribe to our Patreon. All your support helps. Buy sick merch at we'reatstudios.com. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, look at our Facebook and Twitch. Subscribe to our YouTube to see what we do behind the scenes.
We're at Studios is super cool!
And at that point,
And for Jim Jar's gonna say, and King Carlos also kind of helped us out quite a bit there. Don't forget about the bear.
that poor bear never got any salmon.
Yes, how's
Someone promised him salmon.
Well, then he left. He didn't want me to fulfill the promise. I'm sorry, all right? I tried to help him.
Nico, put on your mask.
Really gets to him. Nico is like unflinching when you talk to him.
So you've just been like kind of spaced out this whole time.
Man, are you okay? Can we depend on you? We're sort of in a cave-in tunnel system here.
Nico, eyes up would help.
Yeah, we need
So
you.
I nearly finished.
No, we need you with your wits about you.
Now I just kind of turn to the rest of the party and like move my hands, and tattooed on me from my neck down to my chest is the outline of a 6-fingered hand with a sword with a snake head at where the hook is.
Yep,
And I say
that's canon.
the Savior's blade will sever the scales.
Nico, are you okay?
Everyone roll a madness check.
Yes, I'm so happy.
This happens, and I can't describe the deadness of the air, how everything just zooms out from you all seeing exactly what you think it is.
What is this save?
The rogues both rolled natural 3s.
I love charisma saves.
Rolled a natural 17. That's minus 116.
That passes.
That is a dirty 20.
4.
Actually, Nico, you don't have to roll it.
You just fail it.
I'm a
You already
propagator of a
fucking
demon.
psychopath.
Yeah,
You gave your own self. You gave yourself madness this whole session.
yeah, you definitely don't roll it. You fail this. I'm sorry, but this is not going to be as intense as the Demon Lord one that Dro went into. So everyone go ahead and roll a D100 again. Who's at level? You're going to get a level 1.
Level. Oh wait, so
Yeah, that doesn't count. That's just
level
an
1 of a
immediate
new.
indefinite.
Okay.
Yeah, that's level 1. Jesse, what are you at?
I'm at a 0 for my next round of Magnus.
So this is a level 3.
No,
So this is a level
my
1.
last Madness was a level 3.
Okay, so this is a level 1.
Yes.
This is gonna be a 3. Fuck yeah,
Oh,
let's
yeah.
go. So
is
you
that-
all are getting temporary, and Elliot's getting an indefinite.
That Elliot's 4th indefinite madness.
Yes.
My God,
Fuck, man. You
This
Frankenstein
campaign kicks
character.
ass. So let's do the short term first. I need
yeah.
D100s from everybody,
We got
and then a D10.
72?
72. Okay, and roll a d10.
A 5.
Okay. As you are, I'm just gonna try to narrate this. I think it's more fun to try to justify what the fuck is happening in your dumb head. You are putting a tattoo on your neck. Didn't see that coming.
It's like from the middle of my neck to like the top of my chest.
Yep.
It's like sizable.
Yeah, and you're putting it on there, and as you're showing everyone, in your mind you're thinking, I would do anything for him. And then your mind sort of stumbles and goes a little bit too far. Like, you know when you're running down a hill and you get going too fast, you're like, I would do anything for anyone. And you think to yourself that I will do whatever anyone tells me to do as long as it's not self-destructive for the next 5 minutes.
Oh, wow. Not 5 hours?
No, it's short-term madness. That's level 1, though. So let's go to the other level 1. Grazz't.
60 on the DM100 and 9 on the D10. 69 nights.
Okay. So 60 on the D100?
Yes.
And then what on the 10?
9.
Okay. So for 9 minutes, you think to yourself, you see the sword. And again, you think about power. And you think about your desire to be free from the cast that you were given in life, the lot that you were given in life. And you think that the only thing I can do in any situation that is combat oriented is attack for the next 9 minutes. So if you see something, that's the only action you can take within combat. But you are not going to attack anyone right now. Oh, that's short term. Schmagaroni.
Oh yeah.
Roll a D100.
What did Nico use to tattoo himself with?
I have a pin. I have like a needle.
Oh, okay.
Stick and poke.
It's one of the things I started with. I have a thread and needle.
88.
I also wonder,
82.
Jesse, real quickly before what was it again, Elliot?
88.
I'm in debt. 88.
88. Okay, I'm gonna hold on to that. Nico, why don't you roll a check to see how well the tattoo looks?
For walking around while doing this?
Well, I mean, it could be really good. Who knows? I mean, they're a wizard and they're
I have
like
proficiency in calligraphers and masonry tools.
I'll give it to you. Yeah, I think you can roll a straight check on that with your proficiency, and I'll give you like that.
8 plus with proficiency would it be sorry.
Does he get a dex or any other bonus or no?
Would it be the standard, because they're both intelligence
You would
checks.
add your proficiency and your dex, yeah.
So that would be 15.
15? Yeah, that's fine. So it's not the best thing you all have ever seen, but it's very noticeable. You have good lines. Maybe not any cool shading.
There's no
coming
shading.
from it.
I would say it's just the outline, if anything.
Absolutely. Oh, just the outline. It's not even filled in. Okay, it's good enough. Maybe a few little breaks here and there you could clean up later on, but it's not bad. It's not bad. You've seen worse tattoos.
It's good for walking around.
I love the imagery, and then what was...
Yeah, but if you're thinking
If you're
about...
Mr. Magoo, then nothing's impossible.
Nico.
Yeah, and also if you're losing your head and this is all that matters.
Well, I love the imagery. What was the line you said after it was done?
The Savior's blade will sever the scales.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah, and as that
double
last
entendre
line,
right there, you know what I'm saying? Like power balance scales and snake scale, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got it. You're right. He got an English master's degree.
So,
only Joel got that joke, so all of you peasants, shut up.
So moving along, that line echoes in your mind, Jin. Balance the scales?
Sever the scales.
Sever the scales, there we go. Sever the scales, and it echoes in your head for a while. And you hear it, and it echoes for so long, it goes into nothing in your mind. And yet it comes back around, echoing once again, and it distorts itself around in different ways and becomes this psychotic sort of demented version of what it once was that you heard. And you can't help but start to kind of giggle. And you think to yourself, I can't take anything seriously. The more serious the situation, the funnier I find it.
Oh, God.
Oh, yes.
No.
You are
And that is an indefinite madness.
officially a psychopath.
Yeah.
Officially a talking to yourself, laughing to yourself, confident over anything psychopath. And I love it.
Yeah, there's a lot going on with madness.
We're all
It's
getting
stacked
crazy
up.
down here. It's
Out of the
pretty
abyss is
good.
awesome.
This is getting...
We're all getting crazy.
And we're paused right there. Nico, you are facing the party proper, whereas the 3 NPCs, Stool, Rumpadump, 4 NPCs, Stool, Rumpadump, Fargus, and Jimjar are standing behind you, and they're all looking at you as you all go like, oh, like kind of lose your shit for a second, and Jimjar's like, are you guys okay? I know we just almost died back there with the rock thing, but you all, hey, Jin.
Oh, Jin has never felt better.
That's like the last thing I wanted to hear. Rostos, you good?
I didn't even notice a thing. I saw him with that scratch on his chest and just kept on going.
All right, Dro?
We'll take the left path without saying anything.
Just turns around and walks out.
A little bit of blood in his eyes.
Nico, what you been working on there? Oh, all right. Well, that's new. Here, let me get that for you. Just kind of dab up the blood and like a little bit in the ink that you clearly have not been cleaning up.
Yeah. Well, I'll say, no, it's not necessary. And I'll take it and I'll press my hand against it and I'll press it against the book I was writing.
That's new.
Hey, that doesn't look so sanitary,
And I'll
man.
repeat, the Savior's Blade will sever the scales in Abyssal to him.
Stop.
You say it to him?
Yeah, in Abyssal.
Oh, man. That's gonna break Jimjar a little bit. You say that to him, he's just gonna back off. And he's gonna be like,
Now I'll say it's like the fancy Abyssal, so it sounds like an ocean waves, but also a swarm of locusts.
Jimjar is gonna do the Neo when he starts to snap in that room. And he's like, no, I don't believe it.
His lips start to seal together.
Yeah, and Stool comes in and he's gonna say, he's going to pop. And Jimjar gets down and just throws up a little bit after you say that.
Take a chill pill.
Somebody bury that vomit.
What? Who gives a shit? Just leave it out there. Some animal will come along and eat it.
No, I think it'd be a good idea if maybe someone were to clean it up, right?
Yeah, but why?
I don't know. It just sounds like a good idea, right?
Is we're all in a cave in, and it's who cares? We're just going to keep moving forward, and we're going to die, and that's going to be it.
As you all are talking about the vomit, Rumpadump's already over there sitting on top of it, absorbing the nutrients from it.
Oh,
That is carnivorous if he ate the mushroom soup.
Just
look at Rumpadump go.
this is getting fucked up. We're going down the left path, right?
I think Joe might have got a little bit of a head start.
Yeah, Dro, you are further ahead. The left path goes further onward. As you are marching down there, you can see further ahead. Let me reveal that to you. As you see, again, similar walls. I'm not trying to be boring with my descriptions, and yet these are all just the same sort of twisting, winding caverns throughout the Underdark that are, again, obsidian, purple in color, jagged, and sort of directionless. But you do see up ahead of you, Dro, that it seems to kind of clear out and become a little bit more square, a little bit more built, a little bit more constructed ahead of you as you start to see a floor sort of take shape in front of you. It sort of happens beneath your feet first. You see that, okay, these are carved out areas that I walk on. And further in front of you, you can see that it is there. And the walls eventually give way, the rough, unhewn walls give way to a constructed square room that is symmetrical, right? It's about 15 feet wide, 15 feet long, and 15 feet high as well. And there are various areas that are dripping with water, and there is one corner in particular that is dripping with a decent amount of water.
Just do a quick scan of the room. I'll look where the water is, and then I'll do a very specific looking on the ceiling, looking for any dark spots, any patches that don't match the pattern, and just seeing if anything's moving more than anything.
Are you
shadows?
Are you staying where you're at? Or did you
I
walk
probably would have taken a couple steps into the room.
Okay, you took a couple steps in the room. You're right in the middle of the room, basically. We'll call it that. And then go ahead and roll a perception check. Do you get advantage? I think you do. Survival and perception. I can't remember with rangers and gloomstalkers with their favorite land or whatever.
No advantage, but I get to double my proficiency bonus. So for a perception check, that would make my roll a plus 11.
Good God.
24.
Okay. On the northwest corner, for your perspective right now, you see that there is water coming from there, and yet there is a patch of water that is sticking to the ceiling and shimmering and moving in an awkward way as if it were on the ground, sort of like undulating, but it's doing it from above.
I fire an arrow at it.
Okay. All right. You fire. Roll an attack roll.
19.
Yeah, that's gonna hit. As you do that, the object sort of like takes the arrow and then falls to the ground, and this gray ooze sort of comes together and not coalesces, but brings itself up and tries to go at you. Let's just go ahead and roll initiative. Let's just roll initiative for you and Rostos. Then if you all join in, we'll get there. Because I'm not sure if it's really going to be necessary. We'll take a break to see what you all are up to in between the rounds. I think that might make it run a little bit more smoothly. Just give me 1 second to bring everything into view.
Yeah, I like to think I walked ahead while everything was happening, walked in the room, saw something, fired an arrow just so quickly as they're still catching up. And that was 10 damage, GM, if it did hit. Okay.
So the gray ooze drops to the ground. You get an arrow in it. Your arrow cuts it in half, and you can see the other part of it sort of dissipate and go to the side and just sort of fall there and just kind of seep into the floor and the sides as well, as there's still half of it still standing there. I got a 1. What did you get?
24.
What did you get, Rostos?
12.
Okay, so let's go with you again, Dro.
Just fire off 2 more arrows at it. A 26 to hit for 9 damage. And then I get Dread Ambusher, which is a second attack, which is 13 to hit.
Describe your kill.
Normally, Dro in combat is more preoccupied about finding safety and defense and a dark corner to shoot from. Here, just walked foolhardy into the room and just started unleashing arrows 3 in a row before anybody really moved, and just the pace at which he's pulling arrows out of the quiver, knocking them and firing them.
If I can take over your madness for a little bit there, you keep walking forward at it. And after it's gone, it's sort of just still dissipating. You knock another one, and you keep launching a couple more into it. And you're just shooting into it. And Rostos, you come into the room at this time.
It's already dead, man. It's already dead.
It's heavy breathing. Maybe goes for another arrow before you grab his arm.
No, save them. You don't know what this creature could do to those.
It's clearly dead. Just like a deflating like whoopee cushion or something. Had no business trying to hunt you at all.
Where he just lost a lot of arrows there.
Oh no, he can pick those back up for sure. It's a gray ooze, so it doesn't. They don't dissolve right away or anything.
Ooh, okay.
He won't grab the arrows. He'll just. There might be more of them. Let's go and continue on through the northern path of this moor.
Wait, what about this water? Perhaps we could store some of it. Use it.
Yeah, you say that. I think Dro just goes forward once again, just marching.
Wait, Dro, wait.
I'll cut back to the other ones just so we don't get super aggressive, because this is gonna get fun. But let's go back to Nico and Jin. What are you all up to? Nico's still standing there with
No, I'm imagining that I am now kind of following Dro with great interest, because it seemed that Dro was the one that was favored the most by Grazz't. So I'm now kind of following Dro into the room and watching this happen.
Okay, so
you're with us.
Aggressively following Dro in a way.
You come in, and I think Rostos, you were so interested in making sure the battle was okay and Dro was okay, you don't notice that Nico came behind you. Nico, you saw this whole thing happen, and then you saw him march down the tunnel, and I don't know what you think about that.
I love it, and I'm just gonna kind of follow, with a newfound aggression towards what is capable of me.
Yeah. Man, this campaign's gonna get fucking.
You have to jam right through me.
Hell yeah!
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited.
I'm
too.
Jazz. I'm having so much fun.
Yeah, this is gonna get.
It's tiny.
This is gonna get
Look
weird.
at it.
Jim Jar is gonna turn towards Jin. And he'd be like, all right. He's picks himself up the floor from throwing up, and he's gonna say, Jin, things are getting. Remember what I was saying about Neverlight Grove being weird?
Yeah.
Remember what I was saying about Bleeding Stone being weird?
Uh-huh.
Things are getting weird here.
Yeah, man.
No, Jin. Things are getting... He's going to grab his head and he's going to go, weird.
I'm just going to... Jin's just going to just... it's not that weird, man. It's okay. Everything's just going to be cool. We just got to go and keep going forward. It's you don't have to take it that way.
He sees you kind of do that and walk away. He's going to make, Fargus, I fucking hate you, dude. But things are getting weird, man. And they're all going to start kind of following you all out of fear of the weird coming up behind you.
T-shirt idea.
Yeah, fear of the weird.
Fear the weird.
Rostos, what you up to?
I was quickly checking out the water, be like, can we use this? But then Dro ran off, and I was like, what is he doing? And usually being second behind, I'll try to at least stay somewhat behind him because he has the lights for me.
Trying to catch up.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it, Dro likes it dark, and his desires are most important. So those lights are killed at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
But he'll just do it right now.
So the lights go off. I'm standing around. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, you're kneeling down in the water looking towards Dro, and then the lights go out, and now you're like, oh. And it's completely fucking dark in here.
I'll feel around my pack, and there's only one thing to do. I pull out Flammen Zong.
Oh!
And then I'm like,
He said it right.
Flammen Thunga.
Oh.
Pulled out my lightsaber and said,
Dude, he's definitely gonna add a lightsaber sound in post.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna edit this out.
and then I'm like, let's do this.
Yeah, it doesn't do that. Instead, she said it's just a cool flame noise. Like, isn't that cooler than a lightsaber? Is a flaming axe? I'm sorry, that's way cooler.
Yeah, flaming axe is rad.
Like a flamethrower.
Yeah.
No.
But it goes, like, for a second, it's
a great
and then it's just lit on fire.
All right, so it's on fire.
Yes. So you can see again. We're gonna give you a ring of, like, let's say, I think it's 20 feet bright and 20 feet dim, as I think the rule. So it is now on fire. So you can see that Dro has started going further down the hallway. You can see his back as he's just marching forward. Do you have an aeronaut?
Yes.
Yeah. So you are going forward down this hall that you can see. You can see something up in front of you that is sort of glistening. I'm gonna give the rest of the party a chance. Are you all catching up? So I can just
I'm
describe it all.
running behind Dro at this point.
Nico, fascinated by like what has transpired. Like, oh, he is almost a prophet of your new god, like a chosen one, a hero, like a divine, not divine, but like a what's it called? Like when you are like actually chose.
Like a champion?
Chosen. Yeah, like a champion. Yeah, maybe that's the word for it. You are actually like, you're thinking that he might be a champion, probably. And you go forward and you see the same thing that Dro sees, and everyone is kind of gathering up there behind Dro, and there is a floating skeleton, and there's this shimmering blue, and in the next to the skeleton are many gold coins. There's a shiny dagger floating above it. There are pieces of armor, a helm, standard soldier's helm to the right side. There are various boots floating around. And so you start to knock an arrow. Dro does. He starts to knock an arrow and point at it. But as you're knocking the arrow, a large eyeball floats down in front of you, and it just says, "Hello, can you understand me?"
Speak quickly.
Do you want to hang out? Sorry, I'm new to this.
Slowly pulling back his arm.
I'll put my arm on Dro's shoulder and lean close and say, as the seers of Sheik Ago once said, we're on a mission from God.
No. Rapid fire, shoot at will.
All right, you go ahead and roll. Definitely gonna roll 2 attacks. I think, right? Can you do 3?
Crit 20 on the first one.
Ooh.
26 on the second one. And a 16 on the third one. I felt bad about this one. He literally just wanted to hang out. Would you like to hang out? I'm new with this. I would love that social encounter.
Yeah.
He's saying it to a bunch of crazy people.
Okay, so you pull back your bow and you shoot. Do your attacks beat an armor class 6?
Yes.
Okay, then roll for damage.
If all three would have hit, plus the crit would be 32 damage.
Okay, you shoot a couple times, and he's going. You just hear a wow, I'm just trying to talk.
Dro, let him talk. What are you doing?
And I try grabbing his bow arm.
This is going to be probably a strength check against each other, right? You want to do strength versus strength?
Sure. Drow would prefer to use dexterity, but I would say that Rastos probably is dictating these terms.
I think Rastos is probably going to dictate him, yeah.
He's a big boy.
His hand, I just picture at a certain point, you know how you're trying to go around a screen in basketball, and at a certain point, it's strength versus strength.
Exactly.
Yeah.
26.
I cannot beat that.
Okay.
13.
Rastos, you grab him and you stop him from attacking. And you notice this shimmering wall down the path that you're on that's sort of glistening and undulating in different ways. It moves backwards. And it's just whoa.
It is okay, friend. Something has just happened here. Stop your crying. Or maybe
What are y'all talking to?
some large shimmery thing.
Oh, that's funny.
Drow tries to fire an arrow at Rastos.
Go for it.
Disadvantage because he won the strength check.
And
I
you're
think
within
he's still holding you.
5 feet of
I
him.
think. Yeah, you're gonna have massive disadvantage.
12.
Yeah.
Just
You're
fires
just
wildly.
firing off arrows at this
What
point.
has happened to you, man?
Let me go.
Why don't you cool yourself down?
Put this thing down.
It is only trying to hang out. It is not. Listen, we need more allies down here. We're up against 20 of these drow following us.
Okay.
I'll kindly
Go talk to it.
He needs more allies.
Go talk to it then.
I shall.
And I'll start.
I fire an arrow once he lets me go.
Okay. At who? At Rastos?
No,
or
at the really sad thing that I don't want to kill.
Okay. Let's go ahead and let Rastos go up forward and just talk to it, just because I don't want to dominate with it. And then if mid conversation, we'll do your attack in a little bit. I will say, Dro, you probably haven't had someone grab a hold of you in a minute, because you're usually really good at getting away and keeping yourself distance. So I think someone like Rastos Targrul grabbing you, throwing you behind, has pulled off your setup for a second. So it's going to give him time to sort of talk to this thing, and then you'll get an attack in just a moment.
Makes plenty of sense. Take all the time.
Yeah, Rastos, go ahead. Does anyone else want to do anything?
Jin is just laughing in the back.
Okay, Jin, you're rolling off. You got your hand in the wall, just fucking.
She finds this extremely funny, and she's even at some point, unbeknownst to everyone else, because she's behind everyone except for the non-player character party members. She's pulled out her mask, and it's just sometimes just been like making small gestures with the mask, like it's talking back to her, and just laughing again, like just mimicking the weird shit that the seriousness of everyone in front of her. It's like, so I don't think you want to do that, and just laughing at it.
Jin is doing a puppet show in the background, making fun of the whole very serious interaction that Rastos and Dro has undergone. Nico, you said that you were watching. You said this is what he wants.
Yeah, I was saying it to him, and then likely starting to prepare a spell.
Okay.
If you want me to tell you the spell, I can.
If you're preparing, you can prepare. But
Yes.
Are you gonna launch it or
I'm preparing cause fear on this thing.
on what?
On the eyeball that we're targeting.
It's not just an eyeball.
The wall, shimmering wall eyeball. I'm preparing to cast.
Can I call it what it is?
Yeah.
It's a gelatinous cube.
Good luck talking to it.
But it just wants to be friends.
So
Let's get close to us.
So I'm going to hold off on yours for a
encounter.
second because I want to give Rastos a chance. And then we're going to do the arrow and probably the cause fear thing, maybe simultaneously. But Rastos, let's go ahead and see what you have You approach it, and it's gonna say, "Go away! You don't wanna hang out with me."
I do want to hang out. My friends, something has come over them in the last hour or two. One tattooed himself, and then he said these words, and everyone's been acting weird since he's doing something. I have to watch him. But I'm here to hang out.
I'm new here.
Well, I sort of am too. Where do you come from?
I think I'm from here, but I didn't know much before, maybe a couple hours ago.
Oh my god, you're a baby! Well, come with us. You can hang out with us. We'll show you the ropes.
I've devoured hundreds of men before. I'm not sure I'm a baby.
You've devoured hundreds of men in the last hour, couple of hours.
Not hour. Years.
Well,
Look at me. And he's gonna show you the skeleton sort of floats over in your direction.
are you?
I just sort of.
But how? How are you so old but so young?
That's a very, 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 very good question. I just sort of realized that I am.
What do I call you?
You want to know my name?
Of course I do. If we're going to be friends.
I'm sorry. Are you sure?
Yes.
Glabagool. G-L-A.
Yeah, let me write that down.
Oh my god.
I'm not that good at writing, but do you speak Undercommon?
You know what you are good at? Being a friend.
Well, why don't we go find friends with each other and some enemies for you to absorb? Because I need someone to do
my
that.
friend. Give me more things to absorb.
Absolutely, I will. I know
Around
about
this time, an arrow is going to shoot past your shoulder. Go ahead and roll an attack roll.
Dirty 29 damage.
Oh, yeah, it's a 6 AC. And what are you casting?
I'm casting Cause Fear on it.
Okay, so, Rostos, you see an arrow fly over, and then what does that look like, Cause Fear?
You just hear me start screaming, "The avatars of our god have arrived!" And like I'm just like screaming, like, and it's kind of like a mix of voices.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like casting it, like you just see my hand out.
Yep.
Like
So
I think my arrow might change color as he casts this.
yeah. So how much damage did you do, Kratzmar?
On that shot, it was 9 total. It'll be 41.
Okay, it's still up big time, but it's not looking good. Oh, you're bad. And then it needs to make a saving throw. I'm guessing.
15 wisdom, yeah.
Wouldn't you know it?
You got this.
Oh my God. Okay.
You got this, QB.
I rolled a 17 wisdom saving throw. It has a 6 wisdom. So I rolled insane. I think I rolled a crit. No, I rolled a 19 minus 2. Okay. So it does save that. I'm sorry. That does bounce off of it. Let's just say it's because it's so afraid of the arrows that are flying into it currently that it's just too afraid to even do that. I don't want to roll initiative because I don't feel like this is a combat encounter. I feel like this is a social encounter. Rostos, let's give it to you. Jin, I assume you're laughing very hard right now.
Jin thinks this is the funniest thing she's seen in a long time.
Jin is
no one have probably ever seen Jin laugh this much since we've encountered each other.
That's
Like,
so
I think we've
fucking
barely
good.
seen
Jim Jar is
So fucking good.
Jim Jar is down the hall, and he's saying, "What happened to you all? I had faith in you. You meant something to me. What is going on?" He collapses to his knees. He's like, "I'm sorry. If I did this, if it was me, I'm sorry." He's also losing his mind. Rumpadump looks at Stool, and Stool says to Rumpadump, "I don't think we're gonna make it home. It seems that this is the end, my good friend. We might as well enjoy it." Rostos, what's up?
I turn around. I'm like, guys, what are you doing? What is it? He only wants friends. He wants to absorb people. We have 20 people for him to absorb. This could be a great ally. What? I see. What?
Yeah, you look at stares of them of just like you look back at Dro, who just has the look of bloodlust foaming at the mouth. You look at him really closely, and a little bit of blood squirts out of the corner of his eyes. He's just shaking, holding his bow, and again he's squeezing it so tight that blood's coming from his hand.
Dro, you must stop. And I get large. I'm like, Everyone must stop what they're doing. This could be a great ally in here. He's hundreds of years old and a baby.
You're right. What was I thinking? I must stop immediately.
You can be told.
I just kind of start staring off into space, like just
Yeah, so
1,000-yard stare.
again, the madness that the short-term madness that you had, if you're suggested something that you are, you
I'm
immediately
just staring off into the distance now.
1,000
I
yard
totally
stare.
forgot what I was doing.
Yep.
Yeah, as Rastos makes himself bigger, Dro just kind of goes to a knee and shoots an arrow underneath his arm into the gelatinous cube.
I try to exit. I
Yeah,
try to exit out of
let's
the
roll
air.
an attack versus attack. I think that'd be cool.
That or like a deck save for me.
What do you prefer? I think attack would be higher.
Attack
Right?
versus
Oh,
attack.
wait.
Let's do
That'd be
attack.
fun.
You didn't see that? It's a 24.
Critical miss.
Okay, you shoot it, and he sees it coming. He's like, "Wow, that's a really." Rastos thinks, "Wow, that's a really bad shot." He turns the handle of his blade and fucking hits it back at you. And I'm gonna need you to make a dex saving throw with disadvantage.
9.
Okay, he hits the arrow back at you, and you get hit by your own arrow. He baseballs that shit back at you.
7 damage.
Okay, you take that. Where do you get hit?
The knee.
my knee.
An arrow to the knee.
I get shot in the left shoulder joint, which would be really problematic if you have a bow.
Yeah.
But instead of feeling the pain, he just loads up another arrow.
What are you doing? Dro, stop this madness.
Bro, stop this madness.
As Jin walks up holding the mask, making the mask say that they previously wore, just laughing at everyone. They
What
buckle
is
over
this?
and give her-
The comedy club.
Jim Jar is gonna crawl up behind, like on all fours, just crawl himself up, and he's gonna say, "Nico, make Dro stop."
Have you heard the word of the savior of the suborder Serpentess? Yes.
Stop talking.
That is like kind of like turn and lean down with like a book. Just like, hey, here you go. Here's the
I thought you
book.
had to listen to his directions.
Yeah, I have to.
Make Dro stop.
Yes, make Dro please stop. Stop. We need more followers than less followers.
Start walking forward like I did with the gray ooze, now firing at the gelatinous cube, not under his arm, but next to Rastos'
Will you
head.
betray Grass in this way?
Ooh. I'm sitting there ready to just
Walking up, loading arrow after arrow.
Yeah, I think at this point we'll say that you grapple him and you stop that, and we'll wait for a while before the madness secedes from Drogue, who's clearly causing a lot of shit.
as he
Rosto-
aims at my head, I will run, gore, and rush, tackle him.
Oh yeah. I think you tackle him down. That's fine. You tackle him. We're not going to do any damage. I'm not really super interested in PvP in this moment, but you pull him down, and Dro, I don't know if you're just like losing your shit trying to.
I mean, my strength is 8. I don't think he can get out if he wants to.
Yeah. And it's a very, very tense moment, and Glabagul is standing there just sort of undulating in the corner, unsure. You see the single eye kind of looking over towards Rastos in particular, but then it sees that Jin is doing funny stuff in the background. Jin, what are you doing right now?
I'm just kind of coming through from laughing and just being like, "Oh, I'm going to tackle you now, Dro." And then just start laughing again. It's just like, "I got you now. You can't be crazy anymore."
As you're doing the puppet show, Glabagul is looking at you and goes, buddy.
Hey, what are you?
I'm Glabagul.
I don't know what that is, but we're trying to go this way, and you seem to be blocking it. But these guys, they take everything.
I could not block it if you would be my friend.
I mean, I don't mind being a friend. Everybody else just is like, they got the stick up their butts, and they're like, oh, we got to attack or we got to yell at each other. I'm just here trying to have a good time. So, if you want to get out of the way, that'd be great.
What is a good time?
It's this thing where you laugh and have camaraderie, and sometimes you drink, but sometimes you can just have a good time by yourself too. You don't have to have friends. You just have to be, I don't know. Jin has lots of things in Jin's head. So
You're so Glabagul. The things in your head.
Oh, you don't want to get in there, Glabagul. Hey, it's I don't know. It's fine. Everything is good. Jin's the best at everything, no? That's why I'm talking to you now. Look at these people. They're like, oh, we got to do what we got to do. Oh, everybody is so, they're so righteous.
Gabagool has been here for hundreds of years, but Gabagool just learned that it does exist and live and sort of think.
Did you kind of want to leave here then, or did
I
you?
think I want to see the outside of this place.
Oh, you can just Gabagool. Can you just move in a direction that's not closer to me, but farther
sure.
away?
And it sort of coalesces itself more into a manageable cube, more of a rectangular cube, and takes up a 5 feet space rather than the whole thing. But all of the weapons and skeleton are in there.
Oh, that's nice. What is that thing inside of you? It looks like a human.
Someone I ate.
Oh, why did you do that?
I ate them.
I'm just asking why you do that. You're hungry, I guess. That's probably is the most make it sensible for Jin.
Yeah.
I might eat a person too if I was, that hungry.
Of course they taste good. This was a drow. It was bound to happen at some point.
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because I'm a prick.
Do you know which way? I mean, you said you recently gained some kind of knowledge of your self-awareness. Do you know which way we should go? Not that it really matters. We could probably go back the other way, except no, those passages are blocked. That's that.
I'm sort of the type of thing that just sits here and eats the stuff that walks into me.
Oh, then you just stay in the corner and we'll walk by, and then we'll see.
Take me with you.
Do you want to follow us then? Or
Yes.
ahead?
Show me the world.
I
All
could
right.
do that. I could show you the world.
Let's have this thing follow us. Gabagool, you should be in the back behind us.
As I'm holding Dro on the ground as he's, imagine, just...
Yeah, he has been
wiggling
fighting you this whole time, but finally he's exhausted himself and he kind of goes limp just from sheer exhaustion.
Yeah, I think your madness, your short-term madness is probably over at this point. Nico, yours is as well. Jin, yours is indefinite, so...
I know.
You feel my body lose a little bit of tension.
Are we cool? You tried shooting an arrow at my face.
Don't get between me and my target. But yeah, we're cool.
Well, why don't you just listen and be a bit more patient? I know this sounds crazy coming from me, but
You're right. Let's do this.
all right, I'm gonna let go now.
Gets up calmly, somewhat abashed, wipes the dirt off.
During their whole conversation, every time Rasa speaks, I'm making my mouth move for Gabagool and just being like, and then when Joe speaks, I'm mimicking his voice.
Yeah, he's laughing super hard,
Just
but
like-
trying to contain a little bit, which sounds just like... Yeah, and he's gonna say, let's go this way. The only way I know. That's different.
Gabagool, you got hit a lot. Maybe wait for all of us to pass and follow us from behind.
Okay.
That might be a good... you can absorb anything we drop. Any footprints,
Maybe a chicken leg or something like that.
Yes, of course.
There's a moment where Rostos is lined up with the gelatinous cube and Dro sees one good shove that could get him in there and what's your greatest desire? Rostos was just fucking with you. Seeing him in the cube would be nice, but your greatest desire is to keep a strong ally around you, so he withholds from shoving him into a gelatinous cube.
Nicely done. And as you all walk past the gelatinous cube, and you go further into this constructed area, again, like there are now stairs kind of leading upward about 5 feet, but it is constructed. That's the tricky thing. It is clearly some sort of area that was built by something. And you all walk past the gelatinous cube that has one eye floating around in it, along with a skeleton of a drow and some weapons floating around there as well. And they sort of slip behind you, last in line, and head further into the darkness of this newfound place. And we will call it right there.